Hi, this is Jo and welcome to my Inspired Action Minisode series. These episodes are meant to help you think about your business in a new way and to take inspired action. Join me as I walk around my London neighbourhood and I discuss the most asked questions I get as a business coach. Let's dive in. So a question came up this morning and that was, what do I offer and how do I offer it? It's such a general question, but it does come up so often. And obviously making the assumption that you already do understand who your avatar is and you understand what you have to give to the world and what your purpose is. The next thing that crops up, and I deal with this in my framework when I teach my clients, is that you have to understand what your personal framework is. Let me explain. Once you've understood your avatar, you know that you need to get their pain points and you need to get them from there, which is their point A, to over to their point B, which is the solutions, which are their needs, their wants and their desires. And in the middle is their transformation. It's the bridge, and that is what you offer. That's your promise. It's your offer about how you get them from point A to point B. Now, all too often, when asked to consider this, people drop into saying, well, I think I know what my offer is. It's a membership or it's a 3-month program, whatever it might be. And maybe it is. That you're missing a really vital ingredient, which is actually working out what it is that you teach, what your promise is, and how you actually express that to your future prospective clients. Because if somebody has a problem and they want a solution, and you tell them that the solution is an 8-week program, they're not really going to understand why they should buy it from you. However, if you tell them that the solution is your special framework, which has a catchy name, and it's these 6 steps of which you can clearly articulate them, and they can see that they're going to get from point A to point B. First of all, they're much more likely to buy. And secondly, they are much more likely to get the actual transformation because what you're teaching is structured and they're going to understand why they're doing each piece and what the outcome and results will be. So many people skip this vital step, but I would encourage you to consider what it is that you teach and whether or not you could actually call it a framework or perhaps a method or even a blueprint. Now, I suspect that you might already be thinking along these lines because you're probably starting to think about what the modules are and what the pillars are of what you teach. And this is simply an invitation to consider them as a framework or a method or a blueprint. Give it a name that makes it very, very clear to your avatar what it is and what they're actually getting when they dive into this framework with you. And here's something that not everybody puts 2 and 2 together about, which is once you understand what your framework is, it's so much more easy to speak about it. Suddenly you realize that your content areas speak to your framework as well, and they tell the story that conveys to your audience what they learn when they engage with you. Give your followers and your audience a taste of what you talk about within your method when you talk in your content. And then the question as to whether it's a membership or is it one-to-one or a program is secondary, because the framework could be relevant across any type of offer format, and that's a totally different matter. But first, before you leap into the question of should I do a membership, for example, ask yourself, what's my method? What is my framework? And what is it exactly that I teach? How do I articulate that in order to make this an irresistible offer for my future clients? So for your inspired action today, I invite you to look at what you teach, what it is you've got inside you, and ask yourself, how is this a framework? What could I call it? And how could I structure it to get maximum transformation for my ideal client? Have an inspired action day. Take care. Bye now.